How to ignite movements that reshape society in an era defined by rapid technological evolution and growing societal divisions. Inciting meaningful change has become both urgent and complex. Whether addressing climate crises, racial injustice, or economic inequality, activists today face challenges that demand strategic communication, emotional resonance, and collective action. The power to transform society lies not only in individual passion but in the ability to mobilize others through compelling narratives and structured strategies. This guide explores how to effectively ignite movements capable of reshaping the world we live in. The psychology behind inspiring collective action movements gain momentum when individuals feel personally connected to their cause. Psychological research shows that people are most likely to act when they perceive an issue as both significant and solvable. This dual perception creates a powerful motivator for participation. Evidence from successful campaigns demonstrates that clarity about objectives increases engagement rates significantly. When people understand exactly what needs to happen, they're more inclined to take part in achieving those goals. A sense of belonging also plays a crucial role in sustaining activist efforts. People who identify strongly with a movement tend to remain committed even during difficult times. Creating inclusive spaces where everyone feels valued is essential for long-term success. Emotional triggers such as urgency, hope, and moral outrage can accelerate movement growth. These emotions help bridge the gap between awareness and active involvement among potential supporters. Clarity of purpose. Clearly defining campaign objectives makes it easier for participants to align their actions with shared goals. Shared identity. Building a strong community around your cause fosters commitment and resilience within the movement. Emotional appeal. Using stories that evoke empathy helps create deeper connections with potential allies. Crafting compelling narratives that spark action. An effective narrative doesn't just inform, it transforms passive observers into passionate advocates. Stories that highlight personal struggles, triumphs over adversity, and visions of better futures serve as catalysts for change. Narrative structure matters greatly. A well-crafted story typically follows a journey arc that includes conflict, challenge, and resolution. This pattern mirrors real-life experiences and makes messages more relatable. Using vivid imagery and sensory language enhances storytelling effectiveness. Descriptions that engage sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell make abstract ideas tangible and memorable. Authenticity is key in building trust with audiences. People respond best to genuine accounts rather than overly polished presentations that seem disconnected from reality. Repetition of core themes reinforces message retention. Repeating key points across different platforms helps embed them firmly in public consciousness. Case study. The power of storytelling in social justice campaigns. The #MeToo movement provides a prime example of narrative-driven activism at work. By sharing personal testimonies about sexual harassment and assault, survivors created a global conversation about gender-based violence. This campaign succeeded because each story was presented authentically without excessive dramatization. Survivors spoke openly about their experiences while maintaining control over their narratives. The cumulative effect of these individual stories formed a powerful collective voice that demanded systemic change. Policymakers, corporations, and institutions were forced to confront issues previously ignored or minimized. By focusing on human experiences rather than abstract policies, the movement achieved widespread support and lasting impact. It demonstrated how raw, unfiltered narratives can drive substantial social transformation. Leveraging digital platforms for mass mobilization. Digital tools have revolutionized how social movements organize and communicate. From viral hashtags to interactive webinars, technology offers unprecedented opportunities for reaching diverse audiences. Social media platforms allow for instant dissemination of information and coordination of events. Hashtags enable conversations to spread rapidly across geographic boundaries, creating virtual communities united by common causes. Videos and multimedia content increase engagement levels compared to text-only posts. Visual elements capture attention quickly and often convey complex ideas more efficiently than written explanations. Online petitions and crowdfunding mechanisms provide practical ways for digital users to contribute meaningfully. These tools lower barriers to entry for new participants interested in supporting various initiatives. Data analytics help organizers track trends, measure impact, and refine messaging strategies based on audience feedback. Understanding which types of content resonate most allows for targeted outreach efforts. Fostering inclusive participation across diverse communities. Successful movements require broad-based participation that reflects the diversity of affected populations. Excluding any group weakens the overall effectiveness of advocacy efforts. Culturally sensitive approaches ensure that messages resonate appropriately with different demographic groups. Language choices, symbols used, and framing techniques all play critical roles in this regard. Creating safe spaces where marginalized voices can be heard strengthens movement legitimacy. When underrepresented communities see themselves reflected accurately in campaign materials, they're more likely to get involved. Collaborations with local leaders and organizations enhance credibility and facilitate smoother integration into existing networks. Partnerships built on mutual respect yield stronger outcomes than top-down approaches alone. Language accessibility features such as subtitles, translations, and plain English versions expand reach beyond traditional demographics. Making content available in multiple formats ensures wider inclusivity. Towards intersectional activism, bridging multiple causes. Intersectionality recognizes that oppression often stems from overlapping systems of discrimination. Addressing single issues in isolation risks missing broader patterns of inequity. Movements that embrace intersectional perspectives benefit from richer understanding of root problems. They develop more holistic solutions that address interconnected forms of marginalization. Building coalitions across different justice movements strengthens collective bargaining power. United fronts demonstrate solidarity while amplifying calls for reform across multiple sectors simultaneously. Education about intersectional frameworks empowers activists to recognize subtle biases and unconscious assumptions shaping their work. Continuous learning helps maintain ethical standards throughout organizing processes. Strategic planning for sustained movement growth. Long-lasting social change requires careful planning that extends far beyond initial protests or demonstrations. Effective strategy involves setting clear benchmarks and measuring progress systematically. Identifying measurable targets gives movements concrete milestones toward which they can aim. Quantifiable goals help assess whether interventions lead to actual improvements rather than mere symbolic gestures. Regular evaluation cycles ensure continuous improvement based on real-world data rather than theoretical models. Feedback loops established early on help adjust tactics as circumstances evolve unpredictably. Risk management plans prepare organizers for unexpected obstacles. Anticipating potential setbacks enables proactive responses instead of reactive damage control after crises arise. Resource allocation decisions must balance immediate needs against long-term sustainability concerns. Prioritizing investments wisely maximizes impact while minimizing unnecessary expenditures. Bridging the gap between awareness and action. Many social issues receive high visibility yet fail to translate into tangible results due to insufficient follow-through from informed citizens. Closing this awareness action gap demands innovative solutions tailored specifically towards behavioral change. Micro-actions offer feasible steps that anyone can perform easily. Small commitments build confidence gradually before escalating to larger responsibilities later on. Accountability structures reinforce responsibility among participants. Public pledges or peer monitoring systems encourage adherence to agreed-upon behaviors consistently over time. Immediate rewards for positive actions reinforce desired habits. Recognizing contributions publicly boosts morale and incentivizes continued engagement within communities. Clear pathways from awareness to impact reduce confusion about next steps. Mapping out logical progression sequences helps individuals understand precisely what actions will produce observable changes. Overcoming resistance through dialogue and persuasion. Change encounters resistance when entrenched interests perceive threats to their positions or privileges. Navigating these dynamics skillfully becomes vital for advancing progressive agendas. Active listening builds rapport with skeptics while uncovering underlying fears driving opposition. Demonstrating willingness to hear alternative viewpoints opens channels for constructive dialogue rather than confrontation. Empirical evidence supports claims made during negotiations. Presenting verifiable facts alongside emotionally resonant arguments strengthens persuasive power considerably. Storytelling remains invaluable here too. Humanizing statistics through real-life examples makes abstractions more digestible for resistant audiences. Cultivating alliances with neutral parties facilitates compromise where direct confrontation might otherwise stall progress indefinitely. Finding common ground enables incremental advances toward ultimate goals. Conclusion: inciting change requires more than good intentions. It demands deliberate effort grounded in psychological insight, strategic planning, and inclusive practices. Movements thrive when they combine authentic storytelling with smart use of modern technologies. To truly reshape society, activists must continually adapt methods according to evolving conditions while staying true to core values. The path forward lies in sustained collaboration across diverse communities working together toward shared visions of justice and equity.